this has been a pretty interesting series so far between the Phils and the Giants. Game number 1, Cole Hamels wasn't as sharp as usual, and Mike Morse launched that home run, a 3-run shot that gave the Giants a 3-0 lead, but the Phillies battled back. A solo shot by Marlon Byrd. That 2-run shot by Cody Ashe tied it late, and then in extra innings, Chase Utley was hit by a pitch. Ashe, who had doubled, scored the go-ahead run. The Phils won 5-3. Game 2, Phils seemingly in control. Ryan Howard had 3 RBIs, including 2 on that hot shot, but then in the 6th inning, things kind of unraveled. Kyle Kendrick was humming along, and then this ball dropped between Howard and Utley. The flip to second base, and Utley even acknowledged he had plenty of time, but still could not get Buster Posey. And the inning mushroom. The Giants exploded for 4 runs. Posey scores easily here, and then later on, Gregor Blanco slices this base hit to left field. That scores the go-ahead run, and the Giants took Game 2. So now we get set for Game 3 of this series here in San Francisco. The Phillies trying to wrap up this road trip on a positive note with a whole host of Phils fans soaking in the sun here at AT&T Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Matt Stairs. All right, so the Phils jumped out to a 5-1 lead yesterday. They couldn't hold it. Now they turn the baseball over to David Buchanan, who today, Matt, will have to deal with Tim Lincecum. Now, Lincecum struggled since the last time the Phillies faced the Giants, but this is also a guy that has 2 Cy Young Awards and 2 no-hitters.
And he's the type of guy that he has a very good changeup, but the very key for hitters is you got to get him in the strike zone. He throws a lot of changes out of the strike zone. A lot of guys will take some wild swings at the ball. Here's the last out in the no-hitter. Now, ironically, he only throws about 10% curveballs, ground ball, second base, and then all of a sudden to celebrate, he starts. But he's a guy that, you know, and this one, this no-hitter, he cruised through it. It was almost like a boring no-hitter. There was no balls hit hard. There was no tough plays. And really, from the first pitch to the last pitch, he was throwing his changeup for strikes. He was cruising. And you can see the comparison in these 2 no-hitters. 148 pitches last year versus the San Diego Padres, where this time he went out 113 pitches, 73 strikes. He was working fast, had complete control of every single pitch he was throwing, and he was getting really weak swings and weak ground balls.
All right, but the Phillies will get him on a downturn here this afternoon. As we said, he came out in relief to pitch against the Phils earlier this season. Since then, he has not been the same Tim Lincecum. So this is the final day of this road trip for the Phils. David Buchanan makes his 13th start in the big leagues. Lincecum his 25th start overall. We'll be back with lineups and first pitch right after this. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. The annual clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, introducing One Deposit Checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. By Budweiser, here's to Budweiser, here's to baseball. And by Independence Blue Cross, the most preferred health plan in the region. Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Out at McCovey Cove as we get set for the finale of this 3-game series, the Phils and the San Francisco Giants. Another beautiful day here in San Francisco. A little cloud cover early, but that's burned off, and we are ready to go. As Tim Lincecum, who's quick to warm up and quick to get that first pitch out. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. It'll be Revere, Rollins, and Utley, followed by Ryan Howard, Marlon Byrd, and Grady Sizemore. Carlos Ruiz does the catching. He'll bat 7th. Cody Ashley hits 8th. At batting ninth and pitching is David Buchanan, and Lincecum is ready to go. A little shy of 105 Eastern or 105 Pacific. The first pitch misses low. It's 1-0. Then Revere leads it off. 4 hits yesterday that tied his career high. Pablo Sandoval weighing in on the grass at third. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Revere 4 for 10 so far in the series with a run scored. And at the knees, 2-1. Revere is 2 for 6 lifetime against Lincecum. On the outside corner, Susak dropped the ball, but it was still called a strike. There's Lincecum's numbers. This is his 27th game overall. He's 9-8 with an ERA of 4.51. He's allowed 16 home runs, and he's uncorked 13 wild pitches. And a line drive base hit for Ben Revere into left field. So the Giants shortened up on the infield. And Revere shoots it through the left side. All right, the Budweiser scouting report, Matt.
Well, 88 to 92 mile an hour fastball, curveball, change, slider. He loves his changeup. He doesn't throw very many curveballs. You can see his career numbers 5-3 with a 3.27 ERA, and that is our Budweiser scouting report on Tim Lincecum.
Lincecum came on in relief against the Phillies on the 22nd of July and picked up the save. He went 2/3 of an inning that day after pitching a couple days earlier. And ever since that time, he's allowed 20 earned runs in 17 innings of work. Bruce Bochy says he doesn't know why. He doesn't know if there's a tie in at all, but he just hasn't been able to find the same kind of consistencies with his fastball or his changeup ever since that outing. One ball, no strikes to Rollins. Rollins 3 for 14 on this road trip. On the outside corner, 1-1.
I got to believe it's awful hard to point the finger because he came out of the bullpen that one game, and that's the reason why he's struggling right now. Maybe mechanically he might be wrong, you know, but there's no way you can make it a.
It just seems like it's coincidence as Revere is thrown out trying to steal. And Ben is saying to Ryan Sandberg to come out. Let's take a look at this. He feels like he got in there ahead of the tag by Brandon Crawford. It looked like he did get in there ahead of the tag. Alan Porter was looking right down on it. Now maybe Crawford got him on the backside before Revere hit the back end of the bag. Ben is still walking slowly back toward the dugout as Ryan Sandberg will twist and look for Larry Bowa's signal as to whether they should challenge this or not. Tough to tell here. Yeah, it seems like his hand, the impact of it, is on the bag as the glove is applied to the leg. Nope, they're not going to review this one, so it will be a caught stealing. Yeah, he looks like he's in there, Matt.
I don't know, unless it's
just too tough to tell.
It is. I think that's the reason why there was no challenge.
It just seemed like his hand was in there before the tag was applied to his hip. I think our second replay was the clearer of the three as far as that's concerned. There's ball 4. Rollins draws a walk. So caught stealing, 2-6, a walk to Rollins. The Phillies still have a base runner with one man down, and Chase Utley's coming up.
Well, it's that time for the Nissan keys to the game, and my first key is going to be make Tim Lincecum be in the strike zone. He gets a lot of people swinging at that changeup that's out of the zone. And number 2, need to be better in situational hitting That is the Phillies. Man on second, third, get guys over, get them in. We saw it last night. We'll have to way too many guys on base.
Yeah, Ryan Sandberg talked about that today. He even talked about it yesterday during his post-game session with the members of the media. As that breaking ball's over the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Talked about how important it is to keep on adding on. Yeah, that's what the Phillies didn't do yesterday. Now, there were other parts of that game that were bigger issues, but they did leave 11 on base yesterday. As Utley fouls the 0-1, it's 0-2. Ryan Sandberg did say that he had a closed-door meeting with Kyle Kendrick today, and they kind of went over yesterday's exit of the ball game. Sandberg said he really didn't have a problem with it, but he wanted to make sure that he cleared the air with Kendrick, and I think Kendrick wanted to clear the air with his manager. And he basically said the meeting talked about how frustrated Kendrick was, not necessarily with the way yesterday's game unfolded, although that was part of it, but it's just been a frustrating year for him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chase Utley. And Utley lines it out toward right center field. That's going to split the gap, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Rollins should score easily. Utley's on his way to third. And Crawford will make a throw, but Utley's in there sliding. An RBI triple. It's 1-0 Phillies. A nice smattering of applause, too, letting you know how many Phillies fans are here at AT&T Park.
It's a curveball or an off-speed pitch and leaves it in the middle of the plate, and there you see that triple alley, and you see the reaction by Tim after he threw that pitch, realizing that need to get it down a little lower. And all of a sudden you get that Bank of America sign and chases off to the races, and Jimmy Rollins scores very easily.
Oh, that's the 30th, the 5th triple of the year for Utley. And it's the 45th extra base hit for him. As Howard takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
And this is the area yesterday where they were good at it early in the game, had opportunities, and they didn't take advantage of it. You have to take advantage of getting guys in, especially when the infielders are playing back and giving you the run. You swallow your pride. You hit the weak ground ball to second base or wherever you want to do. Just get him in. Don't worry about your average.
Well, this is a perfect spot for Howard. He's hit so many balls into the shift. If he does it right now, and then Utley can coast home from third. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. A breaking ball. .22 first-inning runs. That's a lot of first-inning runs. Talk about Kyle Kendrick, who's given up 28, counting yesterday's. 3 balls, 1 strike. .90-mile-an-hour fastball, 3-2.
Find it interesting where Sandoval's playing at third base. Usually we see Sandoval will be playing over where the second base umpire is.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if it's a ground ball at first base. Now they might be coming home and keeping him close.
There's ball 4. That'll put runners on first and third. And Marlon Byrd will come to the plate. Marlins hit it 4 consecutive games. Low and in, 1 ball and no strikes.
That's the key. Tim almost throws like Hudson did yesterday. He tries to live at the bottom of the zone. He wants you to expand your strike zone. That's why you got to be so important and so careful of the pitches you swing at because you want to get him up in the zone.
And the way he's been throwing lately, he's been up in the zone. He's noticeably frustrated out there on the mound right now with the count 2-0. 1 run in, runners on first and third with 1 out here in the top of the first. Inside, 3-0. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Cindy Kirkering of Ben Selm. Phillies hit a home run at today's ball game, and Cindy will win $200. What are you thinking? Are you thinking green light here at all, or is he taking the way he's been out of the strike zone so much?
No, I'm saying green light. Yeah, but you have to look at, you're looking for a cookie, inner half. That's not a cookie. That's an 83-mile-an-hour changeup in the dirt.
Kind of surprised he threw the changeup there, but I guess he's thinking that Bird's looking fastball and he'd be swinging fastball.
Well, and also now is a pitch like that in the dirt can sometimes lock in a pitcher and say, you know what, all right, now these guys are going to expand on swinging at certain pitches.
That's a looper out towards second, and Panic will make the catch.
See, that's the situation right there. You got a 3-0 count. You have to zero in on one pitch. Now he swings at the 3-1 pitch. Now Lindstrom says, okay, well, I just walked him, but he went out of the zone, helped me out. Now he makes a good pitch and gets a pop up to second base. And what did we talk about early in the season is take your walks and allow the guy behind you to pick you up.
Yeah, Ryan Howard seemed to do that in this first inning. Well, now Grady Sizemore, who's back in the starting lineup, hitting .302. .302 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. 1 ball and no strikes. Numbers for his career against the Giants. Of his 11 hits, he's driven in 4 runs.